The Army Painter is my favorite hobby company in the entire world. My desk is literally full of Army Painter products, and it takes me from being an average painter to putting above tabletop standard models out into the tournament scene. Not only that, but the Army Painter has sponsored more competitive play than any other hobby company in the industry. They allow us to keep doing the things that we do. If you enjoy the Army Painter as much as I do, head over to thearmypainter.com where you can use the discount code ARTOFWAR5 to get a discount on your next order.
What's up, everyone? Welcome back to another exciting Art of War video. We are here and ready to review one of the new detachments from the Grotmas. But wait, this detachment is special. This detachment has been lurking in the dark, watching on the wall, and it's coming with a whole index. Apparently, Games Workshop had regrets after they killed Deathwatch. And they're back! I could not be more happy. I was so sad when Deathwatch got Legends.
As the two people in our stream house that have access to a Deathwatch army that is nicely painted, we now get to use those models again, which is sweet.
I'm extremely excited that Deathwatch is back in action. So we have a whole Deathwatch index that we're going to be reviewing. Of course, if you're interested in this review, you're probably going to be interested in the other reviews that we're doing for all the Grotmas detachments. Make sure you subscribe to the Art of War channel. That way you're going to get notified every single time we go live. Because trust us, if Games Workshop puts out a detachment on a day, we're putting out a video on a day. We're going to talk about it. So like the videos, leave a comment, let us know what you think, share with your friends, and especially subscribe. Not only does this get you notified when we do our content, this also helps us make the videos that you're watching. And so we really appreciate the support of the community. It's the only way that we can do what we do.
Absolutely. If you want to see additional content from us, like list videos, list analysis, some stream games, battle reports with all the armies, especially many of these new detachments, well, guess what? Check out The Worm at theworm.vhx.tv. There's a 3-day free trial, but even better than that right now is a coupon code GROTMAS2024, all caps. That is going to get you access to 50% off your first month. So come on in, try it out, get access to all the awesome new videos we're putting out, and come on and enjoy it. Also access to our awesome Discord community.
Absolutely. I will have a list video with my first list of the new Deathwatch index up the same day that this video is up, so you can check it out in the Worm.
100%.
All right, let's get into a Deathwatch index, a full index, you say.
A full.
So we start off with the kill team rule, which is something that we had before. And this is very simply that if you have a mixed toughness unit, you use the majority toughness.
Yep.
And if it's a tie, you choose the highest. So if you have 5 toughness 6, 5 toughness 4, just a random example, don't think about that one too much. The owning player would say, oh, well, I have the same of 4 and 6. Let's go and make it the toughness 6 that you roll against. Yeah, that sounds good. That's what's going to happen. So quite cool. And something that we had before as well, whenever you put a kill team in a transport, the models individually count into the restrictions. It's not just going to be the same. So that's very much old hat. That's so nothing crazy here.
Just think, because Deathwatch have some weird units with their kill teams.
Yes, they do. They're back. They're back, folks.
They're back, baby. So it is the Black Spear Task Force, and their detachment rule is going to be the mission tactics. So should we run through any of these restrictions? Or are they basically the same as previous?
I will speed run it for you because I'm familiar with this. Real quick, this is an Adeptus Astartes detachment. It means you can take all Space Marine units again. Thank God. However, thank the Emperor, there are some restrictions. If you take Deathwatch units, you can take Deathwatch units, and if you do, you cannot include any other units. That makes sense. Then, with the exception of Kill Team Cassius, you cannot include any agents of the Imperium Deathwatch units. So if you run this attachment, you cannot agents in more Deathwatch people. Totally reasonable. I wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
And then finally, there's a list of units that you cannot take. Most of these are not a big deal. Assault Squad with jump backs. Attack Bike, those are all legends, so who cares? Devastator Squad, not a legend, but not going to miss it. Landspeeder Storm, Relic Terminators, Scout Bike Squad, Scout Squad. I'm going to miss Scouts exactly. Scout Sniper Squads, legends. Tactical Squad, not going to miss it. Terminator Assault Squad, Terminator Squad. Okay, so practically for matched play, you cannot take Scouts, Devastators, Tactical Marines, or any of the regular Terminators. That is completely fine.
Landspeeder Storm too, because I used to take some Landspeeders.
Landspeeder Storms are
not
legends.
speeds.
They're legends.
A Storm Speeder is what I was thinking.
You can totally take Storm Speeders.
I was going to say, why would they take that away?
No, you can take Storm Speeders, just not Speeder Storms. You understand?
Can you see how I'm confused about Storms and Speeders?
No, this is your fault, I think. All right, now we have Mission Tactics. This is the actual detachment rule. At the start of your command phase, you can select one of the following mission tactics. It's going to feel pretty familiar. You get that for all units, and you can only select each mission tactic once per battle. Totally reasonable. It's the exact same thing as before. Führer tactics. Your army gets sustained hits 1. Malleus tactics. Your army gets lethal hits. Brigadist tactics. Your army gets precision on a critical hit. These are the same as before. They were pretty good then. They will continue to be pretty good. So nothing to be mad about as far as I'm concerned. Now we got some stratagems.
All right. First one is Armor of Contempt. You know it, you love it. It is Space Marines, Bonafide Space Marines.
Yeah, good stuff.
All right. So Hellfire rounds. This is going to be one of the 3 different types of rounds that they can use. Using your shooting phase, 1 kill team, a unit from your army gets to get access to for their ranged weapons, anti-infantry 2+, anti-monster 5+. It excludes devastating wounds weapons. This was a big problem early on for Deathwatch. And
fair enough.
Fine,
you win.
They didn't forget to include that again. And also you have the restriction where you can't select any units that have already been targeted with Kraken or Dragonfire rounds, which are the other 2 round strats.
So I want to quickly highlight something different here.
Yes.
This is just different from what the index was before. Previously, this was any unit, only bolt weapons. Now it is only kill team units, any weapons. I gotta tell you, I like that a lot more.
Absolutely.
We'll see what these data sheets are going to look like, but that is just better for Deathwatch than before.
100%.
All right. Next up, we have adaptive tactics. In your command phase, you target 1 Adeptus Astartes unit or 2 kill team units. And for each unit targeted, they get 1 of Führer, Malleus, or Brigadis, and they just have that instead of any other one. That's very good. What I actually really like is that if you target 2 kill teams, you can give 1 of them lethal, 1 sustained. I think that's quite cool. So this is a stratagem that's very familiar from before. It's a good stratagem. I'm not at all mad that we have it. 2 thumbs up, happy. Just
Excellent. Happy. Kraken rounds, 1 CP, your shooting phase, you're going to pick a kill team, and then until the end of the phase, you get +1 AP to your range weapons and improve the range characteristic by 6 inches. You cannot obviously select any units that have been targeted by the other rounds.
Yeah, that's great.
I use this extensively when I play Deathwatch.
That was fantastic. The fact that you can use it on the frag launchers again, massive.
It was a huge part of their damage output.
Big fan of this. Dragonfire rounds, 1 CP, your unit gets assault and ignores cover. This is the same restrictions as before. You can't stack the other strats, and you can only use it on a kill team. That's really good. That's really good.
And then finally, 1 CP, site-to-site teleportation, enter your opponent's fight phase, up to 2 kill team units from your army, or 1 Adeptus Astartes infantry unit from your army that are not within engage range. You remove those units from the battlefield, put them in strat reserve. Until the end of your next movement phase, these units, models in those units that do not have deep strike ability, have deep strike. Critical strat to how this army plays.
Love it. So what's interesting, slightly better than before, you can now leave them in reserves if you want to.
It doesn't say you have to come
you have to work immediately. But if you do, you get deep strike. Whereas if you wait for the ingress, you won't have deep strike. Still, great. Good strat, no complaints, 2 thumbs up, could not be happier. Also means that you can use this on Centurions. You know what I'm about, Richard.
It's a big deal. I mean, Vanguard Space Marines do it. Why can't Deathwatch?
So, big fan of this. Just good to have Deathwatch back, honestly. The detachment is very samey. Mildly different. We have some enhancements to talk about, but it's mostly what you'd expect.
Yep. All right. I know you loved this one in particular, the Thief of Secrets.
I do.
So
gangster.
Yeah.
Mad?
Yes, 100%.
All right. Adeptus Astartes model only. Improve the strength, damage, AP of the bearer's melee weapons by 1. What a sweet. In addition, at the end of a fight phase, if 1 or more enemy models were destroyed as a result of the melee attack made by the bearer this turn, until the end of the battle, +2. So as soon as you end a phase where this guy punched 1 person to death, just 1 guardsman, 1 cultist, 1 guy, he then gets +2 strength, damage, AP. What I did before was put this on Finest Hour Captain with Lightning Claws. You no longer get the Lightning Claws, but you know what? I'm not mad about a Power Fist that's +1 strength, damage, AP. Just strength 9, AP 3, damage 3, Power Fist. You just go blink, 1 person in the forehead, and then it's strength 10, AP 4, damage 4.
It's really good. I was running this with Deathwatch, and
so
that
good.
guy always, because you didn't finish off his squad, so he's just walking around just bopping things.
That was fantastic. Even on a Watchmaster is really good. No complaints.
Then we got the Beacon Angelus. It goes on one of your Astartes models. Models in the bearer's unit have the deep strike ability, In addition, you can target the bearer's unit with the rapid ingress stratagem for 0 CP. I'm going to be using it.
That is good. That is strong.
100%.
I like it. I'm happy. Same as before. Then we have the Osseous Key. This is for a Watchmaster Tech Marine only. At the start of your opponent's shooting phase, select an enemy vehicle, not Titanic. Within 12, they must take a leadership test. Not Battle Shock, leadership. If the test is passed, subtract 1 from the hit roll. If failed, they are not eligible to shoot. This is cute.
It's cute. I didn't end up taking it previously.
Yeah, I never did.
Because the within 12 and is a little tough. It's only against the vehicle unit. If this was against more types, I'd think about it. But I think it's a little bit niche. It is powerful if it goes off, but it's not something I want to rely on.
Yeah.
And the other enhancements are quite good here. Then we have the Tome of the Ectoclades. Ectoclades?
Ectoclades.
Calades.
Ectopilades.
Ectopilades. So this was one of the strongest enhancements previously. It goes on a Watchmaster or the Captain. Once per battle after you selected your Oath of Moment target, the bearer can use the enhancement. If it does, you pick a second enemy unit to be Oath of Moment target, which is very sweet. It used to be stronger.
Yeah. It used to be stronger because there's real wounds, but there is a small buff hidden in here.
Mm-hmm.
You do not have to be on the battlefield for this.
So you can be in reserve.
You can be in reserves. And this was a problem because if you wanted to do the double oath turn, you couldn't pick up that guy with your stratagem that you want to pick up people with. So I'm glad that this is back.
This is critical. I
agree.
This is 100% taken.
100%. I'm quite fond of this. So Tome of Ectoclades, auto take mandatory, and I would like to also fit the Deep Strike and the Beacon Angelus, and I would actually like to get Thief of Secrets in as well. 3 great enhancements. That was never the problem with Deathwatch. Now we're onto the data sheets, and we actually see a little bit of changes here. Some of this is going to be more in line with agents. Some of it's kind of new, and I'm very excited for it personally. We kick things off with the Watchmaster. He is still a 2-up armor Space Marine Captain equivalent character. His spear is kind of the same as before. It's 6 attacks at 6/2 D3. It has Lance built in because it's a Lance. His rules are slightly different. He still has, while he's leading a unit, you can shoot and charge if you advanced or fell back. Great rule. I love that for him. Fantastic. In addition, he has the Captain ability, which is instead of having a Vect, once per battle round when one of your units is targeted, reduce the CP cost of that stratagem by 1. Phenomenal. Mint, money in the bank. I don't know what you want to call this. It's good.
He is a hero of the Imperium and will be in every Deathwatch list I play.
He is fantastic. 0 complaints.
So good.
Actually 0 complaints. This is better than the Vect, in my opinion, because that was on the Warlord, and this is on all of them if you take multiple.
Yep.
Great. All right.
Obviously, you can't use multiple of this in the same time, but it means if you trade one of the units, you just have it.
Yeah, I just like having it.
Flexibility.
And he can join veterans and a Fortis kill team, which is going to be like the veteran kill team.
Cool. All right, we have a Watch Captain Artemis here. So he has his typical things going on. I don't have his previous profile memorized, but I think it's pretty similar.
It's the exact same.
Yeah.
He is a 4-wound Space Marine captain. He's small. And he has a Dev Wound Flamer.
Yep. He stands back up on a 2+ with Unstoppable Champion. And then when he's leading a unit, they have lethal hits. He has a 6 of Feel No Pain.
Yeah, it's cool. This is the same Artemis as you see in Agents. And that's completely fine. It's a good data sheet. In Agents, he's not that expensive. I don't actually know what his points are yet. I don't know if they're at the bottom of the detachment.
Hopefully they're at the bottom.
We'll see if they're at the bottom of the detachment. Yeah, that's Artemis. He can join the same things as the Watchmaster, Fortis kill team, and veterans. So the veteran, Deathwatch veterans.
This was the bread and butter.
The bread and butter. So this is the same things before. These are Power Armor Space Marines that are OC2 and Battle Line. They have grenades, all the normal things. They reroll 1s to hit all the time. They reroll all hits if the target does not have Imperium or Chaos. So as long as they don't have that, it's fine. So Xenos. As far as weapons, could you actually scroll down to the second half of this? I want to see what weapons they can take.
Yep.
So for every 5 models, up to 2 can have bolt gun power weapon replaced with other things. You can take 2 Deathwatch heavy Thunderhammers per 5. That's normal. What I'm wondering is the weapons.
The frag cannon.
Yeah, there we go.
It's over here.
For every 5 models, 1 model can have a Infernus Heavy Bolter and 1 can have a frag cannon. So what this practically means is at the end of the day, each increment of 5 is going to have 2 Thunderhammers, 1 frag cannon, 1 Infernus Heavy Bolter, and a guy with a Storm Shield and a Power Sword. That's what this actually means. The stats on these weapons don't look like they've changed from the actual index or from the last time we saw them in Agents. So what that means is that the Infernus Heavy Bolter is going to be 3 shots at 5-1-2. Pretty good sustained hits. It's a Heavy Bolter. But it can also be fired, you get your choice, as the Ignore Cover Torrent. And you get to choose which one you do.
Yep. Frag Cannon's great, because before you can't run 4 of them in the 10-man unit, but 4 of them with all the buffs previously was
a little crazy.
It was crazy.
2 and 2 Heavy Bolters is perfectly fine. It's not quite as good as before, but it's okay. The rest of this, like the shotguns, the Stalker pattern bolt guns, they're new to Deathwatch, but like realistically, it's not as good as taking a Heavy Bolter. So not too worried about it.
Yep.
All right.
Just a good data sheet.
A quick note, any character that can lead a Sternguard veteran squad can instead be attached to this unit. We'll get there. We'll think about that.
All right, the Deathwatch Terminator squad. And I believe this is kind of standard Terminator equipment. I don't really see any major changes there. And their rule is that you can reroll charges made for this unit. Each time this unit ends a charge move, each enemy unit within engage range of this unit must take a battle shock test. If the enemy unit does not have the Imperium or Chaos keywords, -1 to that test, which is pretty cute.
I actually quite like that. So built-in reroll charges is new. They used to just do the battle shock without the negative. Now it's a -1 for Xenos and reroll charges innately. That makes me genuinely quite happy. What's going to be interesting actually is really quick reading the War Gear loadout, because this used to be different for Deathwatch, and it still is. Oh, God bless them. So this is a 5 to 10 man squad. No matter how big the squad is, 3 Terminators can have their Stormbolter replaced with one of the following, which is Assault Cannon, Heavy Flamer, Plasma Cannon, or Cyclone and Stormbolter. And anyone else can have, anyone who didn't replace their Stormbolter, anyone who didn't replace their Stormbolter can have a Assault Terminator loadout. You can get the Twin Lightning Claws or the Thunderhammer Storm Shield, or you can get a Chain Fist or whatever you want.
Usually you went for Storm Shield just to get that extra wound in there.
Yeah, usually it was like you took 3 guys with guns, 2 Storm Shield guys to tank. That, in my opinion, is actually quite spicy. I think that's quite good. We'll have to see the points, but if you just take a 5-man squad with 3 plasma cannons or with 3 cyclone missile launchers, that's just like 6 crack missile shots. I like that. They are a kill team, key for the keyword. Absolutely. So you can up down them and just like be rerolling charges and try to hit 9s. You can also spend the CP to give their cyclone missile launchers AP3 and better range, or you could have the blast profile and then go anti-infantry 2+. That's pretty good. If this is cost similar to a Terminator squad, it's very good.
Yeah, absolutely.
If it's too much more, it's too much more. But if it's similar to a Terminator, this is much better than a Terminator 5-man.
Yep, and they also still get their teleport homer.
Yeah, still get teleport homer. That's just great. I like that a lot.
All right, the Corvus Blackstar. You cannot tell me that I knew any of these
so
stats.
I want this so badly.
T10, 14 wounds, 3-up save.
Yeah, it's a relatively tough vehicle. It has hover and stealth. It's a flyer and a transport, of course. And here's what you need to know. Each time it ends a normal move, select an enemy it moved over, roll 6 dice, a 5-up is a mortal. So just like a couple mortals when it passes over you. Not that impactful, but nice. And since you're often going to have this thing in hover mode, to be clear, it's shooting. It's we're just going to read like the War Gear options, because I believe it has a couple here. Yeah, so let me just get this right. Yeah, you get your choice of Auspex Ray or Infernum Halo Launcher. You take Auspex Ray every time. It gives it ignore cover. And then the rest of it is you get choice of a Twin Assault Cannon or a Twin Las Cannon. You get choice of one of either 2 Black Star or 2 Storm Strike missiles. You do get take a Hurricane Bolter. And then you also have that's it. So what you're probably going to do is you're going to have the Twin Hurricane Bolter, because it's free. I think you take I personally like the Storm Strike Launcher. That's 2 shots for 2 of them at 10 -2, 3. And then you take a Twin Link Las Cannon. Or you do all the anti-infantry, and you take 2 different D6+1 501 blast shots and a Twin Assault Cannon and the Hurricane Bolter. And since you get your choice of the smoke keyword or ignores cover, and you already have stealth, you're going to take that ignores cover. And this model carries 12 infantry or kill team models. And each Jump Pack, Gravis, or Terminator takes up 2 spots, and each Centurion takes up 3. It's cute. Honestly, low-key like the idea of putting 3 Assault Centurions in the flyer and just driving it around, but we both know that's not the answer. Yeah. Previously, it held 1 kill team unit, no matter the size. So actually, I'm kind of curious to see if all of the different kill teams are going to actually have the keywords that are going to make it take up too much space. We'll see that in a second.
All right.
We got the first kill team up. This is the new one.
Talon Strike Kill Team. Okay, so we have a Kill Team Sergeant with jump pack and Kill Team Intercessors with jump packs. And then there's a Kill Team Heavy Intercessors with jump packs.
So this is essentially Inceptors and Assault Intercessors with jump packs.
Yeah.
What this actually is.
They term them Heavy Intercessors? That's weird.
Yeah, they just do that. I don't know why. So what this unit is it's 5 to 10. And the first... so the Kill Team Sergeant and the first 2 Kill Team Intercessors have to be the toughness 4 guys. After that, you get up to 5 heavy intercessors. So if you run this as a 5-man, it's going to be 3 toughness 4 guys, 2 toughness 6 inceptors. If you run it as a 10-man, it's going to be 5 jump pack intercessors and 5 inceptors, because this is a max of 10 models. Now with that, let's read their special rule, because it's kind of cool. Each time this unit is set up on the battlefield, until the end of the turn, improve the AP of all weapons by 1, and melee weapons get lance.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool, right? That's pretty cool. They do all have the jump pack keyword, but notably none of them have the Gravis keyword. So they would just all take up 2 spots in a transport.
They take up 2 spots?
Yeah, because they have jump pack. They would take 2 spots in the big one.
Yeah, but
the black stripe.
Corvus
Black Star, thank you. So you get your choice of 5 Inceptors, and then they get +1 AP every time they land, and you can up down them every turn. That's kind of cool, right? And you have 5 ablative chain swords just catching strays the whole time.
So you can just drop 2 of these and then spend 1 CP to bring them both back
and they
up.
just land in +1 AP every turn.
Yeah, if your opponent can't interact with them back.
I quite like that. That seems very good. I think of like, because you can just take 5 guys with plasma exterminators and just have, hey, these are 8-4-3 twin linked, because it's still just a plasma exterminator. Or you can just do the bolters and just say, hey, this is 15 shots of 5-2-2 twin linked sus2. Crazy into an oath target. And the one time you pick 2 oath targets, that's also going to hurt.
Yeah, no, this unit seems quite good.
Yeah, this seems, I quite like this. I think this is quite good. A lot of these weapons are assault. And then, of course, you'll have a couple like hand flamers or plasma pistols sprinkled off of the actual assault intercessors. But if you happen to hit a 9, you get +1 AP and lance on everyone, which is sweet. But otherwise, just dancing and shooting has me happy.
Question, John.
Yes.
If you overcharge the plasma pistol and you overcharge your plasma exterminators, if you fail only 1 hazardous test, you should be able to put it on Plasma Man, right?
You're correct, yes.
Plasma Pistol Man.
And actually, my guess here, and we'll check this order real quick, is that, oh no, it's not the same as the JPI. Okay, so you'll just have 1 plasma pistol on the sergeant, and he'll have a power fist.
Hey, who cares about
and
the
then
sergeant?
No one cares. And then for every 5, oh my god, this is so good. For every 5 models, 1 model can replace its heavy bolt pistol with a plasma pistol. So a 10-man squad is 3 plasma pistols, 5 plasma exterminators. Those hazardous are going over here. They're not going over here. That's so cool. This unit seems great.
Yeah.
And any character that can be attached to an assault intercessor with jump pack can be attached here instead. So you could put a jump pack chaplain or a jump pack captain in this unit.
So you can make strats cheaper, which is uppy downy.
Yeah, because then the uppy down. Oh my god.
Because right, you can.
Yeah, because the uppy downy will target 2 things and it'll just be free.
Yeah, you don't have to. Yeah,
that's so good.
Both units don't need to have a captain, right, to target them.
Let me just check something while we're here. I'm sorry. Could you scroll up to the Watchmaster, the name of his free strat, and I'm gonna go check the name of the captain's one. Because if it's a different name, we're gonna be cooking with.
It's called Watchmaster, so
well,
it is
no
100.
Oh my god, that's so you get a Watchmaster and a generic captain, and you get 2 free strats a battle round.
Yes.
This is pretty good.
That's damn good, John.
That is damn good.
That's 100% being run.
1,000%. We got to check the points on that, but that's really strong.
Okay. The Fortis kill team is next, I believe. Yep.
And this is the Primaris. I think this is just like the walking.
We'll just scroll down a little bit. Yeah. It is the Intercessors.
So it's 10 models.
So you can put Infernus Marines in here.
You get
the Hellblasters.
4 Hellblasters, 4 Assault Intercessors, 2 Desolators, 4 Infernus Marines. Up to those. So you have to take 2 Intercessors. So you're going to have the 1 Kill Team Sergeant, 2 generic Intercessors, and then you get 7 more dudes because it's a max of 10.
Yep.
Because 1 model with Super Frag can be replaced with a Vengor. So you're just going to have a Vengor in there. And then you get a Super Crack. So I think you just take 4 Hellblasters, and then you probably take 2 Desolators and 1 Flamer.
1 Flamer guy.
Call it a day, yeah. That's
Any
pretty
character that can lead intercessors can join this, and their rule for Fortis Doctrines, each time a model in the unit makes an attack that targets a unit that is below its starting strength, you get +1 to hit. If they're below half, you get +1 to hit and +1 to wound instead.
Cool. And that is against enemies, not them being hurt.
Yes.
So if you can just chip a little damage on something, get it below strength, +1 to hit, clack. Boy, I really need to see the points on this.
Yep.
I mean, this is 10 tactical marines, but the fact that you don't have to waste as much time on bolt guns actually makes me quite happy. Because previously a 10-man squad would be like, all right, here are 5 guys that I had to bring and 5 guys that I wanted.
Am I blind, or did they not put the Vengor launcher stats in here?
You know, that's a great point. They can take a Vengor launcher.
Yeah, is that true?
But I don't see it in there.
One model can replace its super frag with 1 Vengor launcher, and I do not see the stat.
Maybe that's an additional equipment. Profile for this weapon could be found on the Deathwatch armory card. All right, so that'll probably be the last of it. Cool.
I was like, what?
Quite cool, but we just got to see the points.
Yep. All right, next up is the Indomitor kill team, which has the aggressors and heavy intercessors and eradicators.
This is 3 essentially heavy intercessors. And this is a max of 10, up to 3 melter rifle people, and up to 3 heavy intercessors with power fists. Okay. So that means if you take a 10-man, you'll have to take 4 heavy intercessors, and then you get 3 aggressors, 3 eradicators stapled in the unit, which is better than before.
They do have the Gravis keyword here.
Of course.
Indomitor Doctrines, each time a model in this unit makes a ranged attack that targets the closest eligible target, or makes a melee attack in a turn in which it made a charge move, you get +2 to the strength characteristic of that attack. +2 is...
+2 strength against the closest eligible target?
Yeah, strength 11 multi-meltas.
Ooh. Well, that's good.
Yes,
That's a good
+2
rule.
is the point where it's pretty darn
It
solid.
also takes like the flamers to strength 6 against the closest target. That's wounding tanks on 5, and they're all twin linked.
Your twin power fists are strength 10.
Yeah.
It's pretty tasty.
Pretty good. Let me just read what the war gear breakdown is on what you can do. For every 5 models, you get 1 with a Deathwatch Heavy Bolter replaced with a Deathwatch Heavy Bolter. 1 total multi-melta, that's it. And then anyone with Flame Storms can replace them with the bolter things. And of course, Gravis characters can join this, so you can put a Gravis Apothecary in there. That's kind of cool. So, man, that's interesting.
So you get lethals.
Real quick, just as a note here, the Deathwatch Heavy Bolter, which you get 2 of,
Oh, it's flat 3.
is Ballistic Skill 3, 5 - 2, 3. That is, and it's also Assault, Heavy, Lethal, Sustained.
Okay, that's the best heavy bolter. I mean, maybe
These
not
are just better than
yeah.
the normal ones.
Yeah, significantly. Right? Go back up.
This is way better.
Was there any
No,
other
I can
heavy?
tell you
Yeah,
what
yeah.
a normal.
Oh yeah,
they were normal heavy bolters before this point. So it's a heavy bolter that is +1 AP, +1 damage, +1 ballistic skill, gains assault, gains lethal.
So the heavy.
I'm sorry.
The heavy
what?
bolt rifle is assault heavy lethal hits, 2 shots, 5-2-2.
I can tell you right now that in the heavy intercessor data sheet, that is 5-1-1, not 5-2-2. That is much better. They're also not lethal. They're
That's
only
a
assault heavy.
significant upgrade.
So you get 2 those Deathwatch bolt rifles, which is better than normal. 2 of those monstrous heavy bolters that are going to be strength 7 against the closest target.
Yeah, for every 5 models. Yep.
Yeah, you
get 2 of those. You get
That-
1 multi-melta.
that seems really good.
Definitely does.
That seems really good.
Definitely. And it's a
we
bunch
gotta
of
see the
Gravis
points on this,
bodies.
but this is much better than what we saw before. So these data sheets are much improved. The Spectrus
Okay,
kill
this
team.
is the one I've never seen on the table. So let's see what they do with it. Spectrus kill team. It has what? All the Phobos units?
This is all the Phobos guys.
Yep.
So it's up
Infiltrate-
to 3 infiltrators. So it's at least 3 infiltrators.
Yep.
Up to 3 eliminators. Up to 4 bolt carbines as the incursors.
Incursors,
And
yeah.
up to 4 reavers, essentially. Now, they're not going to have any of the normal datasheet rules, though. They just get the war gear. So this has traditionally been the cheapest one. So what this unit has for the datasheet rule is, if you would scroll up,
Yep.
if it's at the end of your opponent's turn, if it's more than 6 inches away from all enemy units, it can be removed from battlefield, placed in strategic reserves. Noticeably, this unit has infiltrators and scout 6. So it's like a scout squad.
That's cool.
And it is all the rules of a scout squad with their power armor.
That can just line the board.
That is very good. You can take Helix Gauntlet, so you get the 6 that feel no pain. And then, Instigator Bolt Carbine. In your shooting phase, after the bear's unit has shot, you can make a normal move and not charge. So let's just take a look at the war gear breakdown, what you can actually take here. This is what matters.
They have smoke and grenades.
One thing gets Helix Gauntlet, auto take. one model replaces its bolt sniper rifle with an instigator bolt caliber, auto take. Any number of models can replace their bolt sniper with a las fusel. So what you're going to do is you're going to take one instigator fire and fade, 2 las fusels, and then anyone else can replace their combat knife with a Deathwatch bolt carbine and close combat weapon. So the combat knife is 4 attacks, AP1 precision. And then the paired combat knives are sustained 1 AP1 precision. That's better than the normal versions. That's cool.
One less attack, but yeah.
One less attack. And I mean like the Incursor and the Reaver. That is a better weapon. Those are
I have no idea what
those
their damage
This is AP1. I got the Space Marines saved up here. So realistically, a 5-man unit, because that's what we're talking here. If you took a 5-man as a cheap thing, it's just 3 infiltrators with the Feel No Pain, and you get the fire and fade rule, and you take 1 las fusel. And you just pop out, shoot a las cannon and all your bolt guns, and then you just fire and fade back, or you fire and fade forward for screening and movement, and then you can go up and down. This unit's not crazy.
Yeah.
It's not as crazy as the other ones. It's not nearly as high damage. But if it's not expensive
if the
because of
5-man's
that,
cheap, yeah, you'll probably take it.
I mean, infiltrate, scout, go into reserves is a great rule on scouts. If this is a slightly more expensive scout unit that has a 3-up save and 1 las cannon, one like mini las cannon, that's a good unit.
All right, then they got the armory with the Venger launcher there and some of the other profiles.
Yeah.
And then the points. All right,
they
here
do
it
have
is.
Points. Here we go.
So,
okay.
Let's do the enhancements first. We got Beacon Angelus, 25 points.
Great.
Osseous Keys, 15. No surprise, the cheapest. Tome of Ectoclades. Didn't that used to be 40 points?
It used to be 40. Now it's 30.
Now it's 30.
That's better.
Yep. And then Thief of Secrets at 25, which I think used to be 15.
You're correct. Okay. Still 3 good enhancements here.
Very good.
I could see myself taking any 2 of those or occasionally taking all 3. But none of those 3 would be surprising me. For the actual units, 5-man Deathwatch Terminator Squad is 180 points. I think like a 5-man Terminator Squad right now is like 175.
5 Grey Knight Terminators is 200.
That is a way better unit. That is significantly better. You get 2 4-wound tanks, 3 Cyclone missile launchers.
Stop making me jealous.
That is a noticeably better unit.
100%.
I like that a lot. That is a good, and you can use all the strats on these units.
The Corvus Black Star is 180, which, I'm unfortunate. I don't think he
doesn't.
He's making it. Deathwatch veterans remain at 100 for 5, and the 10-man is 200. Seems perfectly reasonable. It's still a good unit. The Fortis kill team, which was the that was the
all
jump
intercessor one.
It was the jump one, right?
No, that's
that's the intercessor. Yep. So the all intercessor one is 200. So that's basically the same points as a Deathwatch veteran squad. That's
do you get 4 plasma guns? That's not bad.
The Hellblaster guns,
Hellblasters,
yeah. That's definitely not bad. And you get the Super Frag and the Venger launcher, and then some absolute bodies.
Yeah, you get 4 plasma cannons, 4 plasma gunshots from the Hellblasters, and you get 2 super cracks, which are just quite good. Or you get 1 in a Vangor.
Yep.
That's not bad. Noticeably, other than the Deathwatch veterans, all of these are 10-man kill teams, despite having the option to be a 5-man on the data sheet. There's no...
That is true, right?
All of them are like it starts with 3 to 10 infiltrators, and it's a max of 10. So they just want them to be 10-mans.
Okay, they said 10 models max, but they mean
they didn't put a minimum, 10. But that's saying take 10. Fair enough. I'm okay with that.
So the Talon Strike, the one with the jump pack,
I really liked.
It is 290.
It's not cheap.
It's not cheap, but it is pretty strong. I mean, we used to be paying what?
6 Inceptors is 260?
260.
Am I right on that? Are they 130 now? I feel like they're 130 now.
Yeah, they're 130 each. Yep.
So for
I was running Angela Costa.
30 points, you replace 1 of your 6 Inceptors and your 3-inch Deep Strike rule, which is not insignificant, with 5 JPI and the +1 AP rule.
But you do have absolute wounds for your hazardous.
It is a different unit, but that is a good unit. I quite like those bolt guns. I'm going to be real honest here. AP2, 1 CP, put them at AP3. That is terrifying for many people. I quite like that unit. I think 290, it's expensive, but what you're getting is pretty dang good.
You throw the characters in there, they're making strats free.
You put 1 captain in,
yeah.
So it's free to bring them both up, and you just call it a day. Or you do a free Armor of Contempt or just something, or you do a free Kraken Bolt. I mean, if they're both in reserves as well, what you could do is in your command phase, even though they're in reserves, you could spend a CP for if you had like two plasma units, you spend a CP to give both of those units sustained hits, and then you drop them while your army's not in sustained hits. That's really good, I think.
Yeah, I would agree.
Okay.
Indominator Kill Team. This one is 270 points, and I believe this was the Gravis.
Yeah, this is all Gravis all the time.
So 270, you get a good amount of beef, and with all the upgraded weapons.
Yeah, I mean, again, realistically, this is 3 aggressors, 3 eradicators, and then 4 better heavy intercessors. This is a little bit cheaper than buying 5 heavy intercessors. If you bought 5 heavy intercessors and 3 eradicators and 3 aggressors, it would cost more than this for 11 dudes. This seems on rate. Yeah. I think it's 270 is probably appropriate. It seems good. It does not seem crazy. I kind of wish I could take it as a 5-man just for the purpose of it not being a big brick. But I understand that if you're going to take a 10-man, it does have to be in the higher end of 200s.
Yeah.
Seems good. And I quite liked the rules they had. So,
me too, yeah.
Not mad about that.
Spectre Skill Team. This is going to be the sneaky guys. 200 points, no 5-man option. Probably this was the one that was begging for the 5-man.
Yeah.
And just run a couple cheap infiltrate units to replace since you can't take scouts. But 200 points, maybe you do end up just running 1 to screen the middle. No?
2 5-man infiltrators is the same cost. Let's just be real here. We both know which one we're taking, right? It's not that one.
Probably not.
It's not that one. It's not that one, man. Watch Captain Artemis is a pleasantly cheap 65 points. I think I kind of like Artemis and just like 5 Deathwatch veterans as like a something cheap and good in a world where we have a couple things that are kind of expensive and good. And then finally, the Watchmaster's 105. That seems worth it.
Sweet. 100%.
I am 100% down for that.
Oh, 105. Heck yeah.
Let's talk about what's not there real fast. They no longer have the old kill team where you could take some
Proteus.
Terminators. The Proteus is gone. You can no longer put some bikes and jump packs and that. I will say, from a playing with it standpoint, this is going to be mechanically much smoother because you can put a couple. You can just fix things. Like everything that's playing together is Gravis. You don't have 5 heavy intercessors with 1 eradicator and 3 inceptors. Like, what are we doing? Everything is the same movement.
Yep.
That's fine. I think I quite like this. This is like interesting.
Yeah, the Talon Strike seems like a real winner here.
2 Talon Strike seems like if I'm taking Deathwatch, like let's just like think about this. I would be not at all mad to have 3 of those 5-man Terminator squads. And I would not at all be mad to have 2 Talon Strike kill teams. And you've got a nice smattering of melee and shooting. And then you can fill your points. Because you could take basically all... Because these kill team data sheets, there's more of them. They're more diverse. I think you can just take all kill teams from now on. And then you can use all your strats full efficiency. And that means... like that's quite good.
Yeah, I think they did a great job with this index.
I will say, as a Deathwatch player, the detachment was like good before, and I was like, I don't want to say disappointed because it was good before, so getting the same thing back is like, oh, that's nice. The data sheets, I am pleasantly surprised by the amount of work they put into it. I was afraid they were just going to copy and paste the old data sheets. I was a little worried about that. I am pleasantly surprised. I think this is a more viable army than I was expecting going in.
Now, last time you could run Deathwatch in other Space Marine chapters, correct?
You can't run them at the same time as other chapters.
No, I mean, you could have played a Vanguard version of Deathwatch, right?
Oh, yeah, you can still... This is a Space Marine chapter.
Yep, so it's...
You could run this in a Gladius or a Vanguard.
You just can't take Ultramarine characters or anything like that.
But you could put this in any Space Marine detachment.
Cool.
I think that the benefits of the kill teams are going to outweigh that. But like you're going to want to run this detachment, I think.
Yeah, good. The strats are all synergized.
The strats have synergized very well. And the fact that you can now use all the strats on all the weapons that you have here is a phenomenal mint money. I mean, if you're just taking all those twin-linked bolters on a Talon Strike, and you're saying, here, I'm going to make them anti-monster vehicle 5+. Or sorry, anti-monster 5+.
Yep.
Twin-linked, they're AP2 damage too. It's a lot of dice.
It's pretty nasty.
It's a lot of dice. And since you're playing Space Marines, it's not that hard to find a Hammer Strike and strip cover. It's not that hard to find a Thunder Strike and get +1 to wound into something.
Yeah,
that's what you need.
That's critical.
You've got good options here for making this work.
Yeah, I think they did a really good job here because the last time we saw Deathwatch, there were so many restrictions on their rules thanks to the balanced data slate that effectively the index just didn't work. And this
You
one
can use
does.
your rules.
This one does.
Pleasantly surprised here. I'm actually quite happy. I'm actually quite excited to play
Effort
this.
was put into this document. So we'd be happy, Deathwatch fans.
No, this was not
you were
just a
seeing.
copy and paste and a republish, which I was genuinely afraid of. I'm quite happy with this.
Yeah, awesome. So if you do, like this video, please do give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends about us. All of that massively helps us grow. In addition, leave that comment telling us what you think of this Deathwatch book. How are you feeling overall? You finally get to play your Deathwatch again with the Black Spirit Detachment. Tell us which of the kill teams you're most excited for. We'd love to hear your opinion. If you do want to see more content, including on Deathwatch, John will be releasing a Deathwatch list video in the War Room at thewarroom.vhx.tv. There's a 3-day free trial, but even better than that, right now there is a discount code Grotmas 2024, which is all caps, and that'll give you access to 50% off your first month in the War Room. So come on, join our community, and also get access to some awesome content, and we will definitely be playing Deathwatch at some point in our stream games as well, so you get to see the new detachment in action.
All right. Thanks for watching, everyone. We'll see you all next time.
Thanks so much. We'll see you.
Bye-bye.